welcome to our video in which we will be talking about our experience as Level 4 students at Manchester Metropolitan University.
In this blog, Halima and Mahima will discuss the first week of uni and Freshers Week experience. Sadie and Sophie will be talking about tips that will help when doing your assignments throughout the year. Naima and Isma will be explaining what resources are available and where to find them. Amina will give tips for students who travel to uni, and Kamisha and Ikra will relate the theories that you learn in uni and link them to practice. Zara will talk about her placement experience and how she found it.
I'm going to be talking about 3 of my top tips for starting university. My first tip is try your best to attend the Freshers' Fair. This is where you'll be advised on what activities and enrichments take place around university so that you're not missing out on any extracurricular activities. My second tip is to give yourself a budget. Set yourself a budget when going out with friends or when you're shopping or for any other leisure activities so that you have money for important expenses, such as if you're travelling to uni you might need to pay for the bus or the tram, and if you're living in accommodation you might need to pay for important essentials for your dorm or for your flat. And my last tip is make sure you socialise. Make sure you try your best to socialise and make friends. I know it could be difficult at first, but when you start in uni, everyone's on the same boat and everyone's nervous, but having your friends around you will make your uni experience even better.
My name is Mahima and I am going to speak about my first week in university, making friends, and what skill that I developed in first year. So my first week I was so scared, I was dreading it, I felt so sick because I didn't know anyone. All the people that I knew were doing different courses, but you need to remember that there's so many people in the same place as you. My tip would be to go in every single day on your first week, because that's where you're going to meet your seminar group, you're going to introduce yourself, you're going to get to know each other more better, you're going to meet your teachers before you start learning. And also try to be more confident, because honestly you have nothing to be scared of, but obviously most of you are going to be shy. So now I've made so many good friends, and one of my main skills that I have developed is my confidence skills. This is through group presentation, through group discussions. I feel like I've become such an open person now, and I've become so much more confident.
When I started my first day at placement, I felt nervous as I was worried about how I was going to fit in and whether the children would like me or not. But gradually throughout the day I started to become more confident by interacting with the children and seeing what they were doing, and at the end of the school day I really enjoyed it. Starting placement can be a little scary, so I will give you some top tips which you can follow, and I am sure these will help you to love your placement experience too. Tip number 1. Always make sure that you arrive on time, especially on your first day. This is so that you can give your mentor a good impression that you are ready to get stuck in. Tip number 2. Always dress smart and make sure that you wear the appropriate clothing, as children can be a little messy. Tip number 3. Make the most of your placement experience by engaging with the children and showing positive attitude towards the children and staff. Tip number 4. Don't just sit in the corner of the room and read a story. Get up and be keen to learn. Also, if you don't understand something, always ask for help. And finally, tip number 5. The most important of all, enjoy your time at placement and make the most of it by completing the regular tasks that you may be given by your tutors. This will allow you to gain a positive experience from placement and will also support you with your academic work.
We are going to be speaking about learning experiences within university. What you learn in the classroom, you will discover it in practice. For example, Albert Bandura was a theorist who supported the idea that children learn through observation. A study he used was the Bobo doll, in which he demonstrated children are influenced by adult behaviour. You may have already seen an example of this from your own experiences.
Another theorist you will learn about
is Skinner, who talks about the importance of positive and negative reinforcement. You will see his study implicated during your placement experience. For instance, when teachers praise children for good behaviour, which is positive reinforcement, or telling them off for doing something bad, which is negative reinforcement.
A top class assignment can't be done overnight. If you are aiming for a high percentage in your assignment, you need to give yourself plenty of time to write it. You need to look at other units of the assignment that are due in and plan your time accordingly, making sure that you give each assignment enough time for it to be done and up to good standard. A good way to start your assignment is to make sure you have all the information gathered. Make sure you revisit your tutorials or your lecture notes and the course materials that are provided to you by your tutors, because believe me, they do massively help. When you are searching for websites, make sure to find the key concepts that are needed that you need to include in your assignment. This will help boost your grade. Whilst in seminar or in your lecture theatre, try and make notes on the information that you are being given. This will help you massively whilst working on your assignment. If not, try and voice record your tutor whilst they are speaking about the assignment or the information that is needed in your assignment. By starting with an introduction in your assignment, this will allow the reader to understand what you will be speaking about. It will present a clear discussion or argument that will indicate the scope of discussion. Make sure you put the learning outcomes in and remember not to repeat yourself. My last point is referencing. I can't explain to you how important referencing is. It plays a significant role in your university assignments, and it can either decrease your grade or increase your grade massively. Make sure you reference right. Visit the MMU Harvard referencing website. I will put the link at the bottom somewhere. There are many different ways to reference your sources, so make sure you are doing it the correct way.
My name's Sophia and I'll be talking about tips on assignments. When carrying out an assignment, it can get confusing at times, but what's important is that you seek advice and you find the help that you need to ensure that you get the best grades. One way to do this is by emailing your tutor to ask them any questions you have in regards to your assignment or essay, for example. It could just be a quick email asking about where to find information on Moodle or different resources that you could use, and this could be the difference between a grade. Another tip is that when completing the work, you could get it proofread by a friend or your tutor or somebody who's doing the same course as you. This can be done by simply sending them a little section of your essay and asking them to proofread for grammar, spelling, punctuation, etc. And this can also be the difference between grades.
The Student Resource Centre is an important resource for students at the Burley campus. It's a great place to work for any type of assignment. The Resource Centre has computers inside a self-service laptop machine for which you can borrow laptops. The Student Resource Centre offers all types of stationery for students to borrow, such as A1 paper, glue and paint for those who are creating posters for their assignments. You can find everything you need for creative work, as well as cameras and tripods for filming purposes. The Student Resource Centre is located on the second floor of the Burley campus.
The Student Union Building is a great space for students and societies to come together for all sorts of activity. It has places to socialise, study and relax, whether you need a quiet space to study or just a social seating area. The shop at the Student Union Building is where you can find all your university essentials in one place. Here you can find stationery, artist materials, groceries, snacks, drinks, clothing and more. It's the perfect place for students to purchase whatever they need for their time at university. The Union Building also has a cafe where you can relax and enjoy refreshments such as Starbucks, hot and cold drinks, pastries, snacks and sandwiches. The All Saints Library is one of the most important resources that is available for students. The library has 5 floors with lots of different areas available to suit the needs of students. There are quiet study zones for students who need a quiet area to work or revise for exams. There's also group zones and chat zones, useful to those who could be working on a group presentation. Some group zones have TVs that allow you to connect your laptops so you can view your work on a large screen and practice your presentations. The library is open 24/7, which is perfect for students as they can access resources whenever it suits them. On the ground floor of the library, there is a self-service issue machine where you can borrow laptops from. It's very easy to borrow and return laptops whilst you're at the library. You just need your ID card and 4-digit PIN, which you can ask for at the help desk. There is also a self-service issue machine at the Brooks building, outside the Student Resource Centre. If you need to borrow the laptop for more than 1 day, you can ask to loan a laptop for up to 7 days from the help desk. This is great for new students who may not own or have access to a laptop, as they can take the laptop home to work on their assignments. From the start of your year at university, you are asked to look at your reading list and do some readings in preparation for your seminars each week. During the year, it's extremely helpful to do further reading and look for books in the library that relate to your course and units. Not only does this help with your assignments, but can give you knowledge and help you link theories which you learn in seminars to your placement. If you need help finding books at the library, you can use the computers on the ground floor to search in the library catalogue for the location of your book. If you need help with this, you can always ask the library staff, who will show you how to look for the shelf marks. Borrowing and returning books is very easy using the self-service machines. Again, all you need is your ID card and 4-digit PIN. Just scan your ID card, enter your PIN and place the book in the area shown underneath the scanner. Just print your receipt and remember to check the due date.
Hi, my name is Amina Hussain and today I'll be discussing travelling tips. I commute to university every day from Sheffield to Manchester. I usually get the train, but I do drive down when I have a later start due to traffic in the morning. Another source of travel that I have used to get to university is the coach. However, I mostly use the train as it's much faster and more effective. 6 tips that have helped me commute to university are: accepting the fact that commuting may be my future, be quick, make the most out of the commute. For example, if you have any essays or any notes or any reading that you may need to go over. I also found that it's great for last minute homework. Another tip that I would give is protect your belongings. Number 4, tea or coffee, as it can be very draining and tiring. Number 5, comfy clothes is key. For example, wearing long sleeve or jumpers so you can be more comfy and more relaxed on your journey. And finally, travel light. As I've said before, it can be very tiring. Thank you very much.